Yo guys, what's going on? Today I'm going to be talking about how much protein you should consume per day. So getting into it straight away, the rule of thumb in bodybuilding is 1 gram of protein per pound of your body weight. So for example, if someone weighs 150 pounds, then they would eat about 150 grams of protein per day. You guys have probably heard me say 1 gram per pound of body weight in many of my videos on Instagram, on YouTube. So we'll begin with that straight away. And if you guys stick towards the end, then I actually will show you guys a bit of a demonstration, a little bit of a tutorial with certain foods that are high in protein. I'll weigh stuff out and stuff like that. So stick around to the end. Now there are some people who dispute this. They say that no, actually 1 gram per pound of body weight is just bro science. It's not actually true. And that the actual figure is a lot less than that, like 0.7 grams per pound of body weight. Whereas there's others who go to the other extreme and they say that actually no, it's more like 2 grams per pound of body weight. There's all these different numbers thrown around. How do we reconcile this? Let's see what the science says. First and foremost, the reference nutrient intake is set at 0.35 grams per day of protein per pound of body weight for adults. But that isn't for people who are trying to build muscle. That's just the general population. Therefore, let's look at studies that were designed specifically for athletes rather than just the regular Joe. Research conducted by McMaster University found that protein intake of 0.6 to 0.8 grams of protein per pound of body weight per day was adequate for stimulating maximal protein synthesis. However, they noted that more protein might be necessary for those who engage in frequent and/or high-intensity training, and especially for those who are trying to lose fat. And other studies like this also show similar results, and I will be linking the studies in the description box, by the way. As you can see then, it can get kind of complex, and there isn't really then a one-size-fits-all number. And then another study conducted by AUT University found that, and I quote, protein needs for energy-restricted resistance-trained athletes are likely 1 to 1.4 grams per pound of fat-free mass, scaled upwards with severity of caloric restriction and leanness. Now there's a whole formula when it comes to fat-free mass, but we're not going to go into that formula and waste time and make stuff more complex than they are. But just to give you an example, because I've already used that formula, I'll just give you the example. Let's say someone was 150 pounds and they were 10% body fat. If you now put that into the formula, the answer that you get in terms of their fat-free mass is 135. And that study mentioned that such a person should eat 1 to 1.4 grams of protein per pound of fat-free mass, which means we'd do 135 multiplied by 1 equals 135, and when you multiply by 1.4 you get 189, and therefore such a person would eat in between 135 grams of protein per day up to 189 grams of protein per day, whilst they weigh 150 pounds and they're at 10% body fat. 150 pounds, which is that person's body weight, and is equal to 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight if they ate 150 grams, that would be in between the 135 and 189 number, and therefore you see that 1 gram per pound of body weight, that bodybuilding rule of thumb, really is your kind of sweet spot, if you like. You probably don't want to risk it and go like below 0.8 grams of protein per pound of body weight, and I don't really think you need to go above like 1.2 grams of protein per pound of body weight, but perhaps you could shoot for around 1.2 if you're cutting, since protein synthesis rates drop when you're cutting. In other words, you might need more protein when you're cutting. If you're bulking, like 0.8 to 1 gram might be good. To conclude, therefore, eat anywhere between 0.8 grams of protein per pound of body weight minimum and up to 1.2 grams of protein per pound of body weight, and the higher end if you are cutting. The rule of thumb therefore bodybuilding 1 gram per pound of body weight, which is what I mention every single time, but almost when I make a video, really seems to actually not be bro science. It's actually what? Real science, and that's actually something that you can therefore stick to. And if you have stuck around this far, then I'm going to be demonstrating something now for you guys. Just to give you guys a quick demonstration of what it kind of means, to illustrate how you get to the point of 1 gram per pound of body weight per day to kind of just make it more of a reality, if you like. Basically, let's say that you're gonna have chicken, which is obviously a food that's high in protein. I just want to show you guys quickly how you weigh it out and stuff like that, and then how eventually it'll give you a certain number. So you get your scale out, and the first thing that you do is you're gonna put your scale on your bowl on the scale, and then you're gonna press on. And the reason why you do like that is that now, because I switched it on after putting the bowl, now the scale says 0. Whereas if I put it on, then I put the bowl, it'll show the weight of the bowl. Yeah, and it makes stuff more complicated. Anyway, let's say I have my chicken. So, okay, let's see. Now, I'm gonna put 100 grams. Let's see now. This is, we put the thing on the thing. Okay, this is this is a bit more than 100 grams. Anyway, this is a bit more than 100 grams. But like, for example, something like this is 126, roughly like 100 grams of chicken. This much, yeah? And this is probably the amount that would, for example, be in a burger. Let's say, for example, you had a chicken burger, or like from a restaurant or something. This is probably going to be roughly that amount. And this small amount of chicken, whether you have a burger, whatever the case may be, this small amount of chicken, just 126 grams, this has, well, let's say it was 100 grams, 165 calories only, but it has 31 grams of protein. So when I say to you guys 1 gram per pound of body weight, so let's say someone's going to eat 160 grams of protein per day, like myself, from this, I'm going to be getting 31 grams. Yeah, but this is 126 and even more, like around 40 grams of protein. So now I would have what? 120 grams remaining. But if I had this with, for example, a wrap, and in a wrap I also put cheese, okay, then that's already going to add like an extra 10 grams of protein. And at that point then, I'm on like 50 grams of protein out of the 160 I've done so far. And then, let's say I had a protein shake, yeah? The average protein shake will give you like, including the milk and stuff, again like 30 grams. And you're what, on 80 grams, I'm already halfway throughout the day. I don't even have half of my calories, obviously depending on how many calories you're gonna have. And then, you know, then you're gonna probably have another meal with chicken, maybe with rice or something like that, you know? And then, you know, slowly your numbers start getting closer to your calorie limit, and your protein starts going up, depending on the food choices. I know this is kind of, you know, hopefully I can make a video where it's more kind of simple and straight to the point on the protein stuff, but, you know, I still give you guys a bit of a demonstration when it comes to weighing out chicken and stuff, because, you know, this is a high protein meal, and kind of make it a little bit, the 1 gram per pound of body weight seem a bit more real. But if you guys want me to, I can do a video of like a full day of eating or something like that to really kind of shove it down your guys' heads. Anyway, I see.